Welcome back. Well, today as the world marks World Children's Day, a day dedicated to promoting and protecting the rights, well-being and potential of every child, we shine a spotlight on the work being done right here in Namibia to uplift some of our most marginalized communities. Palms for Life non-profit organization partners closely with the Office of the Vice President, the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health to support vulnerable groups and communities. With a strong community presence from early childhood development to social support services, their work really reflects the true spirit of this year's World Children's Day theme, leaving no child behind. We're joined this evening by Gabriel Peuyaelenga, the Administrative and Communications Assistant, and Ester Nakale, Early Childhood Development Officer, both at Palms for Life. Good evening and welcome.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure.
Well, just to start with, Gabriel, since today is, World Children's Day, what does, this day symbolize for an organization such as Palms for Life, especially in the Namibian context?
Well, today, as we commemorate the World Children's Day, it's actually a powerful moment for us just to reflect on the work that we have been doing throughout the year to the children, as well as just appreciate and make sure that we acknowledge our activities. Mm-hmm. Yes, of course, we have ECD centers, 10 ECD centers across the country, and this is actually one of the great successes that we are trying to celebrate today.
Mm-hmm. Your 10 ECD centers. We'll get into that in just a bit. But Esther, you work closely, with the young children in communities such as Tumkwe, I understand. So what are some of the biggest challenges that, these children face in early years?
That is malnutrition and food security. These communities in Tumkwe, they are mostly families of San communities. Mm-hmm. And as we know, these families, they face poverty and access to nutritious food. And already children, before they are even born, they are actually, they do not have access to good nutrition because these parents, they do not have, the pregnant mothers, they don't get good nutrition. So in the end, before the child is even born, it's already, the development of the child is already affected. Mm. And besides that, we also have the problem of access to national documents. So in the end, the children cannot access national grants, and some of these families, a national grant is mostly the only source of income. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I would say those are the major issues that we are facing.
Thank you. Well, Palms for Life, Gabriel, collaborates, as I mentioned, with several government ministries. How important, are these partnerships, ensuring that no child, especially from these marginalized groups, are left behind?
Well, this partnership is crucial to us as well as to the government, because it helps to create a bond and also give reliability to the communities that we are serving in. And it also gives our stakeholders an opportunity and an agreement to serve them. Yeah.
Yes, you want to add on to that?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. And when you partner with the government, it makes sure that the efforts are joined. Yes. And they are targeting the communities that we are actually intending to give the services to.
Yes.
So in that manner, we are not reinventing the wheel. We are just adding on to what the government has already started as far as national policies go. Mm-hmm. And then in terms of sustainability, it even helps, because then it makes it easier for the program to be incorporated in the government structures. If you have already started right on the onset, you have already involved the line ministries to carry out your program. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You want to add on to that, Gabriel?
Of course, yeah, I think I want to add on a little bit. Working with the government, for instance, the Division of Marginalized and the Office of the Vice President, this also helps us to get first-hand information from them.
Yeah.
So that we can work on that. Yes.
Esther, you work with the early childhood development, or you oversee the early childhood development programs, and Gabriel was just boasting that you guys have 10 ECD centers, which is such a great accomplishment. So tell us about these success stories and, all these centers and what it is that you do there, etc.
Yes, I'm really proud to to say that the kindergartens, they are strategically constructed right next to the primary schools. So that makes sure that there's a continuity when the children actually graduate from the kindergartens. There's no that gap of saying there is no transport to take them to the primary school. So that has been really successful with us because there's that concrete continuation that you can see. And then another thing is, I would say, is that the staff that are employed at the kindergartens are actually local people, right from the cooks to the people who are taking care of the grounds, and the teachers and the local coordinators, the link between the local people and the office in Windhoek. These are local people. So this gives the children role models from their own communities, the people that they can look up to and say, you know, if you made it, I will. Because for sure, the sense of role model, it cannot be stressed enough, because I'm sure you and I are here today because possibly we had somebody in our life in one way or another who's pushing you to say every single morning, wake up, go to school, and eventually you become financially independent. And it's not just finances. It might not have been easy to get here, but you've had moments where you had a nurturing relationship with people who were caring for you. You had shelter, you had food. Might not have been easy, but the essential things that you are needed for a person to succeed, at least you and I probably had it. So for these children to have these role models, it's really a milestone for us to celebrate.
I couldn't agree more. Well, obviously, I asked you earlier, Gabriel, how you guys celebrated World Children's Day. You were telling me about a graduation ceremony that you had at one of the ECD centers. So tell us a little bit about that and what happened today with these precious 5-year-olds. I wish I'd asked for some footage. It would be nice to see.
Exactly, yes. Thank you so much. Well, we had a graduation ceremony today to just also add on the day that we're celebrating to one of our ECD center, which is Farm 8 Coms in the Jujuba region. So around 38 of them graduated from that ECD centers, and they are actually now going to grade 1.
Fantastic.
Yes.
What stood out for you today, Esther?
I mean, those precious faces and them holding up these certificate theirs and, you know, wearing their beautiful uniforms. And their parents, you can see the parents are really, really proud. You know, it's such a milestone in these children's lives to actually go through that.
Yeah. Fantastic. And next year they grade 1s.
Yes, please.
They will. The 5-year-olds will go to a pre-primary.
So grade 0.
Yeah, but the Ministry of Education, I think in Namibian system we don't have grade 0. We've got pre-primary.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, your organization, Gabriel, is deeply rooted in, grassroots engagements. Why is a decentralized, community-based approach so important when working with children? In the remote and vulnerable communities?
Well, yes, this could help us just to get the rightful information from the people from these communities that are in the remote areas. So going straight to work with them closely will try to give us a clear understanding of what they need and what they want. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason is also just to have a reliable and a connection with them, so that we can interact with them more and try to put ourselves in their shoes and then assist them afterwards.
Yeah, and I would say also that when we are working with the communities, I would say one has to really be mindful and not come in with the arrogance of thinking you know what's best for them. These communities, they have their indigenous knowledge, they have their cultural ways. So one also has to take the attitude of you are working with the people, you are not working for them. Because if you don't have the buy-in of the community, naturally the program will fail. So it's always good to use the top-down approach and not come in with your ideas and thinking and disregarding what the community has to offer. So you always have to work hand in hand with them and involve them in the decision-making at all times.
Yeah, I love that viewpoint. Good. Just lastly, Esther, on this World Children's Day, what message would you like to send, to Namibians about the importance of protecting and investing in our children?
What I would say is that to every adult Namibian out there, the interaction and how you connect or how you speak with children has an effect on them. And you as an adult, it's your choice to decide what sort of interaction that you are going with the child. Is it a positive one that is going to contribute to the well-being of the child? Or is it a negative one that will lead to a distraction at some point in that child's life? So it's not up to the government or some organization out there to protect the rights of the children. It's up to every single one of us. So be mindful. So in your daily life, how are you? Are you abusive to your partner, be a male or female? Because children see how you are interacting with other people as well. And then if the primary caregiver is edgy and broken, that will trickle down to the child. How are you? Are you constantly criticizing the child, or are you using the positive things that the children is doing and then build on that? So I would say we need to watch what we say, what we do in the presence of the children, because they have consequences. We have the responsibility to protect the children's rights. 100%.
Gabriel, your final remarks this evening?
Well, yes, I think it's a collective effort. I just want to add on to supplement on what my colleague has said. It's actually a collective effort for all of us, as human beings, especially as adults, to take good care of the children.
Yeah.
And just set yourself as a role model to these young ones so that they can have a brighter future.
Well, Ester and Gabriel, thank you so much for being here this evening. It was lovely having you with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Well, there you have it. That was Ester and Gabriel, both from Palms for Life, speaking to us today about World Children's Day. I'll be back after this brief break.